Rolling with the triple C, I'ma make him bend the knee. Rolling with the triple C, don't really count the heat.
So what is the dilemma with Jon Jones and Stipe Miocic? Guys, I'm going to tell you guys right now, I love Jon. Jon, I love you, man, but you're a horrible texter. Jon doesn't get back to people. He's always been like that. I can be like that too. I am a little bit like that. But at the same time, this man just won his heavyweight crown. Let him enjoy, man. Do you think he wants to talk about fighting? You think this man, it's been 3 years since Jon's fought. He wants to relish the moment. The last thing he wants to do is think about somebody that he knows that he could beat. With all due respect to Stipe, because he is good. You know, what is it that Jon's doing? Is Jon playing the game? Does Jon want a little more money? I mean, if there's one thing that I will tell you about Jon is a businessman. You see, when the UFC tends to put out their cards a little too early about, okay, they're thinking about planning Jon Jones for International Fight Week, this is when you have the leverage as a fighter to be like, I don't think so. So my question is, and I don't know, is it a plot for a little bit more money? Does Jon Jones deserve a little more money? Of having a first-round finish against the #1 contender, obviously the belt was up for grab, but what he did, he was able to do it under 2 minutes. Was it 2.5 minutes, I believe? I don't even know if it went half the damn round, but whatever it is, the man that has leverage right now, that has a heavyweight crown, his name is Jon Jones. This video is brought to you by Manscaped.com. Guys, so as training camp is going on, sometimes you don't have that time. What am I saying? You know, sometimes you can't get a haircut. Sometimes you can't do the trimming. Sometimes it can get a little hairy down there. That's right. I'm talking about down under. Guys, I have a solution for you guys. With my people at Manscaped, they just sent me a nice little kit box over here. You know, I'm in fight camp or whatnot, and sometimes, you know, I need to shave the Don King, and I go to work, ladies and gentlemen. You see what I'm saying? Whether you want to trim the beard, trim anywhere the goat needs to be trimmed, but whatever that may be, guys, you guys make sure to go to Manscaped.com, enter promo code CCC to get your 20% off. You guys make sure, don't go on a date, don't get lucky, and turn around, and it's looking like you guys have Don King in a damn headlock. You guys know what to do. Go to Manscaped.com, enter promo code CCC to get your 20% off. Make sure to go to Manscaped.com/Henry Cejudo to get your 20% off. As I said before, you guys don't carry that bush everywhere. Leave it at home. Manscaped.com. We out! I tell you what, guys, my wife is going to be happy, dude. She's going to be like, man, what? You went bald? I'm excited. This is so cool. The fact that you can go up and you don't have to change blades. I get what they're saying. I grew up getting haircuts. Hell yeah, man. This is going to be the closest thing to a damn Brazilian wax. I love it. Manscaped.com. What is it that Jon Jones is plotting? Does he want a little more of cash moolah? I don't blame him. You know, I love the UFC. You know, I just renegotiated my contract. You know, I got a nice little paycheck, but Jon also knows that there may be an opportunity for him to get a little more dinero, a little more cash guap. Do I blame him? No, not really. And I think it's also made International Fight Week a little different this time with a lot of different championship fights. But once you start to put Jon Jones in there, I think there's a bigger fight. And I from what I've known now, like the UFC will change their route, and they're probably more likely to do the Madison Square Garden. You know what I mean? Like, you know, Jones is already kind of talking about retirement again. You know, again, it's Jones is a businessman. You know, Francis Ngannou is still in the picture too. Guys, Francis Ngannou hasn't moved a needle since he's won. Jon Jones having success and doing what he did against Ciryl Gane, it almost took a little bit of juice of what Francis was, because he had a super close fight with Ciryl Gane, and Jon just goes in there and gets it done in 2 minutes. I mean, guys, if there's anybody right now that has leverage, that can pick the date, that can even pick the damn venue, his name is Jon Jones. What you got for me, Michael?
So then you think this is more of a leverage play for Jon Jones than it is necessarily him just not getting back? Like, you think it's strategy that he's using this not responding to potentially get a little bit better terms?
Yeah, I think it's strategy. I think it's enjoyment. I think there's a lot of things that you can put that you can because think about you put yourself. How long did John fight with the UFC for? He chose to step away for reasons. You see what I'm saying? And I think obviously he's been gone. Like this is something that people need to understand. Once you become a world champion, you do just the last thing you want to do is think of that next fight. You want to enjoy, you want to go out, you want to just have fun, gain some weight, do whatever the heck it is that you want to do. But you need to come back when you feel like you're ready. July is right around the corner. International Fight Week. I'm sure John will fight, but if the price is right. You see what I'm saying? He can whether he's leveraging or not. I think right now for him it probably feels good that the ball's on his court, that he feels good about what he's doing, and that's all that matters. When you get a fighter like Jon Jones, and when you get a guy like that where he's confident and he's willing and able to fight whenever he wants to do it, then that's what makes Jon Jones extremely dangerous. But I just don't know how to answer that because I haven't talked to Jon since he won. And I really don't. I really don't chat with Jon. Typically when fights get closer, he'll reach out to me, or vice versa. I'll send him little things like that. But guys, I let him live, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? We're good friends. Do we text all the time? No, not really. He's got his family. Family. He's got his girls out in Albuquerque. God, I'm a father now. But the only thing that I could say is Jon is being Jon, and as a competitor, I mean, who's going to be mad at him?
So when it comes to the fight and looking at that fight specifically, what are your expectations for that fight? And I know we're going to break it down in more depth, do a fight feedback on Stipe Miocic, but what are kind of your thoughts on that matchup right now?
I think Stipe is a tougher challenge than Ciryl Gane. I also think that Ciryl Gane respected Jon maybe a little too much. And Jon also needs to know that Stipe is a wrestler. He does come from that nitty-gritty background of once you've wrestled, man, every other sport, anything in life, Dan Gable said it best, is easy. Stipe will fight Jon. And at first I used to think Ciryl Gane would be a tougher matchup, but I just don't know, man. I just don't know if Ciryl Gane, even with the fact that he got put in that submission, again, all credit to Jon. How much respect do you have for Jon? And I told Jon this, like, hey, dude, let these guys talk. They all know they respect you. Stipe has beaten his former foe, has stopped his former foe, just like him. And, Stipe has beaten Daniel Cormier, not once, but twice. Jon Jones was able to go to the distance with Daniel Cormier. Stipe will be a different challenge for him, but I still feel like Jon's leg kicks, his leverage, that persona. When you fight a guy like that, are you ready, man? Are you ready to take on those nerves? Stipe doesn't fight all the time either. I can't remember the last time Stipe's fought. I think it was Francis Ngannou. That was maybe 2 years ago. I really don't know, but this fight, I do believe as of now, because Francis is not there, Stipe is the toughest fight for Jon. But I just don't see where Stipe could potentially take it. I just think that maybe where Stipe would probably take the fight would be in the grappling aspect. Because when it comes to the hands, he's got hands that he'll strike. But does he have that leverage? And I just feel like Jon Jones as a wrestler, his reach is longer. He knows when to go. He recognizes distance a little bit better. So for that reason, I think Jon Jones is a clear winner in my eyes.
Jon Jones has kind of mentioned this is going to be potentially his retirement fight, his last fight. What are your thoughts on that?
He could retire. I don't know. Jon's unpredictable in every way sense of the way, but again, he could retire. You could make that mega fight. You could bring Francis Ngannou, sign him for a one-fight deal. If I was the UFC, I'd sign him for a one-fight deal against Jon Jones. I would bet all my money on Jones. But that's yet to be known. I think Jon is. I think Jon coming back, his stock has leveled up. I think there's a lot of money for still Jon to be made. And I personally don't think so. But if he does, I also wouldn't be surprised because he's done everything there is to do in mixed martial arts. So thank you guys again for watching. It means a lot to me. So you guys remember, there's more breakdown, there's more technique, there's more tactics, and there's definitely more cringe. So make sure to subscribe and click on that button. I'm out!